These swimming pools with black tiles are my aesthetic. Make the black tiles out of that black material that absorbs all light and swim over the void. Fun fact about Vantablack, because it absorbs all light, it heats up very fast. If exposed to direct sunlight, it takes in all the UV and heat and contains them, and can reach heats well over 212 F, the boiling point of water. So if you did coat the pool in that material, the water would boil as soon as the sun touched it, killing everyone swimming in it. But that's not all. The flash boiling of an entire pool of chlorinated water would release the chlorine as gas, which would kill everyone within a 200 feet radius of the pool. And it doesn't end there. The release of chlorine gas combined with the heat of the black tiles would be more than sufficient to fuse the boiled hydrogen ions with the chlorine, creating an explosive reaction with the nitrogen in the air. So, shortly after everyone in the pool boils and everyone around the pool dies of chlorine gas poisoning, the region would explode with the force of a small atomic bomb, leveling about 50 city blocks. You'd think that would be bad enough, but get this. Such chemical explosions expel gamma rays. Gamma rays ionize hematite, which is the mineral from which the black material mentioned is made. This creates scopohyospinol, a compound known as the zombie drug, because it essentially erases the brain and induces cannibalistic tendencies in its victim. It can be transmitted through saliva, infecting all who are bitten within hours. So basically, if you did have Vantablack tiles in your pool, you would boil your friends, poison your neighbors, nuke your city, and condemn the globe to a zombie plague. But to be fair, it would look pretty cool.
I still do not understand what possessed so many well-respected actors to do the Spy Kids movies. Like, did they pay really well? Did you want these beautiful, terrible movies to be a blemish on your career forever? Why? Antonio Banderas did so many high-profile movies, then in Spy Kids, he looked like this. Tony Shalhoub has won multiple Emmys, but he did Spy Kids, and even effing George Clooney. Steve Buscemi is pretty goofy, but still. Salma Hayek's pigtails in this wow. Elijah Wood was the lead in a movie that's tied for the largest number of Oscars of all time, and he played a character creatively named The Guy. Sylvester Stallone is like a cultural icon, and he played not one, but 4 ridiculously dressed weirdos. Alan Cumming is the only one I can understand. Spy Kids is a national treasure. How dare you talk about Spy Kids as though it is not the most brilliant franchise ever created? They did Spy Kids because Spy Kids effing slaps. Bad post OP, real answer. Because Robert Rodriguez's experience working with Tarantino led to him developing a way to make movies with essentially no budget, and made him a lot of friends in Hollywood. Plus, he was making these movies specifically for his kids, and had such an infectious energy about it, he was a joy to work with, and those big-name actors did it almost for free. So, basically, they did it for fun. Is that it? Yeah, and because it was very little work, the movies were shot in record time almost entirely on green screen. Don't you ever disrespect Spy Kids in my presence again? I think it's so funny how we bred jobs into dogs. I have 2 Shih Tzus, and they were bred to be lap dogs. All they care about is looking cute and cuddling with people. Meanwhile, my grandma has a border collie, and that dog needs to feel so useful all the time, he acts like he will pass away if he doesn't have a job to do. Constantly. On one hand, this is extremely funny, but on the other hand, it really boggles my mind how many people punish their dogs for just doing the thing they were bred to do. Your husky isn't hyperactive. It's bred to pull sleds for 8 hours straight, and you have it in a 400 SQFT yard. Your English sheepdog isn't pushy. It's bred to herd sheep, and you have neither the space nor the herd to allow it. Your terrier isn't nippy. It's bred to kill rats, and your hamster looks a hell of a lot like one. Your Catahoula isn't mean to animals. It's bred to hunt any and all animals smaller than it, and you didn't acclimate it to your cat. Your Lhasa Apso isn't yappy. It's bred to bark at any tiny noise and alert watchmen to intruders. Like Jesus Christ, if you can't provide an environment where your dog can't fulfill its literal life purpose, maybe don't get that dog. And if you do, maybe know the breed characteristics so you can redirect those traits into more constructive outlets. Your doodle is half poodle, and poodles are bred to be hunting dogs. Both your most common doodles, Parts, Labra, and Golden, want to hunt and retrieve water birds. So the best suggestion I can give y'all is congratulations on your new duck hunting hobby. People will overlook the perfect breeds to suit their needs based on just their looks and get a work dog. Because it looks cool. If you get a work dog and do not give it a job, it will give itself a job, and that job might just be disassembling your couch. I never understood why it's an F if he gets more than half out of 100, unless it's more than 100. If you get more than half the answers right, how is it an F? You must not be from America. Here, grading is messed up. Average American grading scale, A+, 97 to 100 points. A, 94 to 96. A minus, 90 to 93. B, 80 to 89. C, 70 to 79. D, 60 to 69. F, 59 and under. Oh, wow. That is messed up. Why do they skip E in America? There's an E in other grading scales. And in some places in America, it goes by a 7-point scale, so it'd be A, 100 to 93 points, B, 92 to 85, C, 84 to 78, D, 77 to 70, F, 69 and below. Now you understand why American kids feel like there's no point to school. If you have a 100-question text and get 79 of them correct, that's a C. That means your average intelligence on this particular subject. And it gets even worse when you have only like A 10-question quiz. If you get 2 wrong, that's a B, 80%. Now tell me again why American schools are easier. No, wait, but what's the grading system in other countries? UK grading scale, 100 to 70 points. A, 69 to 60. B, 59 to 50. C, 49 to 40. D, below 40. F, are you messing with me? That's insane. Next time you try to tell Americans that we're stupid, I'm going to remind you that our average is your A. French system, a grade on 20, 40 on big exams, 10 for short tests. There are no real levels, but kids made them. Above 15 is great, above 10 is good, above 5 is a bit low, and under 5 is bad. We are only judged by our unofficial system. We do by ourselves. Teachers often announce an average on tests, so you know how good you did. And it's better like this. If you want to know why the United States has one of the highest student depression anxiety rates in the world, please examine this post. Americans aren't stupid. Our grading scale is much harder. If you've never physically been in the presence of, like, a real live wolf, and you probably won't get the chance to, here's some stuff about them you should know. A wolf's fur is so unbelievably thick that you can get, like, your whole hand into it while petting, and then you can keep going. Wolves are a lot bigger than you think they are. Think about how big you think a wolf is, then just, like, double that. They don't really smell like dog, but they do smell, and you're not going to be able to figure out if it's a good smell or not. A wolf really wants to lick the inside of your mouth. He will not stop trying to lick the inside of your mouth at any cost, and generally speaking, you need to press your lips together kind of tightly when he approaches your face so that he doesn't worm his damn tongue in there to give you what he thinks is an appropriate greeting. A wolf doesn't really want to look at you while you pet him, but he wants you to pet him. He's embarrassed. If a grown-ass wolf decides to lay down on you, you just have to deal with it, and that's your life now. Young wolves, much like young dogs, are overwhelmingly goofy and stupid. A teenage wolf will see your very fragile, very human shoulder and go, I can probably step on that with my full weight, and then he will do it. Letting a wolf eat out of your hand is actually not remotely frightening, and you'll want to do it all day. I want to know who did this research. Well, I did. In the interest of science, have tested and can confirm. Hello, yes, can I interest you in providing scritches? People surprised we domesticated wolves apparently don't realize we were made for each other, like two halves of one larger dork organism. I can back all of this up. Wolves are, in fact, fucking dorks, and will not hesitate to try and stick their tongue in your mouth. Also, you know when you go to your friend's house and their big fucking dog jumps and puts their paws on your shoulders? Yep, wolves do that too, except they're twice the size. They will push you over excitedly and then get confused as to whomst the fuck pushed you over. Will you press the button? You can shapeshift into any form you choose, but people will always know it's you. What is the fracking point? You could be a fricking badass dragon, that's the point. I am a creature of darkness. Oh, hey, Sabrina. I guess the point is that you could shapeshift into the body you always thought you'd grow into when you were a kid. Taller, shorter, slimmer, more muscular, purple hair, tattoos everywhere, tattoos nowhere. Every single shoe would fit you every single time you tried it on. Every single article of clothing would fit you perfectly. All you have to do is transform slightly. You'd never run out of your size again, and you wouldn't have to work for it at all, and you'd never be limited by your bone structure or something. You could just transform at will. I don't see how this is much of a downside. When you turn into a 60-story tentacle demon and terrorize a city, you want to get the credit you deserve. Oh man, that would be so sweet. I could be an annoying fuck as an insect or something, but you couldn't kill me because everyone would know. That's great, but have you considered cosplay, Halloween costumes, acting, cosplay, stretching to reach stuff, and shrinking to fit through spaces? Cosplay, cosplay, cosplay. Imagine being at work minding your business, and then suddenly you look out the window and see like a 50 feet tall flamingo, and then someone just says, oh yeah, that's just Pete, he does this sometimes, don't worry. BRB, gonna be a cat-sized dragon for a few hours, might come home a foot taller with mood tattoos. Don't antagonize the Fae. I am the Fae, Susan. Also consider, people will know it's you, but it doesn't say they'll know what you are. So is Pete a 50-foot flamingo who changes into a man, or the other way around? We don't know. Barbara asked him once, but he just grinned. She said they weren't the teeth of a human or flamingo, and she didn't want to talk about it. Let me be a dragon. I don't care if you know it's me. Look, I can't shapeshift now. At least after I'll be able to shape...